Actually, I think I heard a little twitter when I was reading that gospel, the story of Martha and Mary. But before we go down that road saying, well, Martha was not doing the right thing because Mary was listening to Jesus, let's remember that Martha was doing what most of us do, and that this gospel is directed at Martha and the Marthas among us. It didn't strike me until the reading that Michael Theobald read about Abraham, when Abraham says, "And he hastened into the tent to Sarah and said, 'Make ready quickly 3 measures of choice flour, knead it, and make cakes.'" There you go. Sarah was a Martha. So what do we do with this? We all know the Martha story. Those of us who've had the experience of being left, so-and-so invited guests for dinner and I don't have enough pork chops and now I have to do all the work and blah, blah, blah. But these dichotomies that we read into the story are really our own fabrications. So I'm going to ask you to lift yourself out of that feeling of being cheated and left behind and left to do all the work. That wonderful feeling of helping is born of our own desire to justify our actions or reactions. But it's not a competition, and this is important, it's not a competition between Mary and Martha, but the continuous and crucial choice that each of us must make in all that we do. It's a choice between remembering Jesus or forgetting him. We need that reminder to seek Jesus, to be at his feet, to listen to his call, because there are so many distractions in the world around us. You know, in the Benedictine spiritual practice, work is holy. Work is prayer. And so keep that in mind. When we think about Martha, she was doing something holy. Listening to God is also holy. So our call to listen to God is a holy thing. This week, we had the Be Safe program. And I'm going to tell you a little story. A vignette. A dark-skinned girl sits on the edge of a picnic table with vacant eyes, staring out into space, not participating. A counselor comes near and softly inquires, "Would you like to do some painting?" The dark-skinned girl looked up, and her facial expression said, "Someone noticed? Someone is listening? Someone is watching." Someone else reserved that picnic table, and someone else brought the pizza and the watermelon, and someone else spent hours on the telephone making sure that things would go smoothly and that there were people ready to do the work. And someone else bought the food with their own cash. And because of all those people, our dark-skinned teen was helped, was recognized. All those someones are doers, making sure, like Martha, that stuff got done. But also, because those someones were there, a young teen was helped. And the most important part is that none of those someones would have done any of those tasks without first having sat at Jesus' feet, listening to God's call. All of us are called. We're all called to listen intently to Jesus. All of us are also God's hosts to a world that needs a lot of help, a lot of someones working in the vineyard to make God's kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. God has smiled on us and given us work to do and the opportunity to listen. Martha, with her hands, and Mary with her heart, are all part of us. And so we're asked to go forth carrying the message that Mary heard into the kingdom like Martha did. So, hooray for us, because we are the ones that are here to make this world God's world. Amen.